editing our hot write that we did on Tuesday. So you will need your book open at that page, please. Okay, we are going to be editing, that's the things on the screen that you can see that are in blue, and we're going to be improving, that's the things that you can see in the red boxes on the screen. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check through for our punctuation to make sure that we have capital letters at the start of our sentences, for the names of our characters, the names of places, and the word I needs to have a capital letter. Please make sure that the only capital letters you have in the middle of a sentence are the name of a person or a place or I. Some of you have written he with a capital letter. Please make sure that doesn't have a capital letter unless it's at the start of the sentence. Pause the video and check through for that, please. Okay, now you've done that, if you have really challenged yourself and used some speech in this story, go and check that you have a capital letter for the start of each piece of speech. Pause the video and do that. Alright, the next thing we're going to do then is double check that our story has been written in the past tense. Okay, so we're going to make sure that our story has happened and it is finished happening. So if you've written that your character creeps down the stairs, you need to say that they crept down the stairs. If you've written they decide to do something, it needs to be that they decided to do something. Okay, make sure you're reading through and making sure your story is in the past tense. You might need an adult to help you to do that. The next thing we're going to do is look for fronted adverbials. Some of you have used some fronted adverbials, but you've missed the comma off the end, so make sure you add that on. And some of you haven't used any fronted adverbials, so please make sure you use this next time to go through and add in some fronted adverbials. There's some examples on the screen here that you could easily slot into your own writing. Pause the video and do that now. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do is check for possessive apostrophes. Okay, so if you've written that your character is at Grandma and Grandad's house, Grandad's needs to have a possessive apostrophe because it's the house that belongs to Grandad. Okay, if you're saying Jack's heart was twanging like an elastic band, or Jack's heart was beating as hard as a drum, okay, Jack needs to have a possessive apostrophe, and there's another example for you there too. Okay, now we've done all of those, that should be all of the editing done. So now we're going to move on to the improving. So I've noticed that lots of you haven't included a description of your scary setting. So I would like you to add a description in and make sure you've got at least 2 sentences describing the setting. So where does your character go? That's scary. Remember, this setting description helps to build the suspense, which is what we've been working on. There's even some words in this box that you could use to help you. And as you're writing your setting description, you might want to include some personification. So there's some examples in the box here. The leaves danced in the breeze. The wind screamed. The wind ran its fingers through. Okay, it could be through your character's hair. You will have to make a choice there. If you've already done 2 sentences of description, then please add in a sentence with some personification. You might want to challenge yourself and see if you can change any description that you've already done to see if you can add in some alliteration too. We've worked really hard on all this description, so I know you'll be able to do it.